Why study history? People who study history are called historians. Historians study causes and effects of historical events. A cause is a reason that something happened. An effect is what happened because of an event. Historians try to figure out why things happened. They use their understanding to think about how those things make a difference today. Learning about the past helps us understand the present. It helps us decide what to do in the future. Knowing what went wrong in the past can help us make better decisions today when we face similar choices. Measuring time. A group of 10 years is called a decade. A group of 100 years is called a century. 10 centuries grouped together is called a millennium, which is a period of 1,000 years. A period of several centuries is sometimes called an era. The earliest era is called prehistory. Prehistory is the time before ancient people invented writing. The next period is called ancient history. Then come the Middle Ages. Sometimes the Middle Ages are called the medieval period. The era after the Middle Ages is modern history. We live in the era of modern history. To keep track of days and months, we use a calendar. Some cultures use calendars that are different from ours. Some calendars are arranged according to nature or the position of the moon. Our modern calendar is based on one that started in ancient Rome. Julius Caesar invented it. We call it the Julian calendar. It started counting years from the time that Rome began. It was created with 365 days each year and one extra day every fourth year, called a leap year. However, there was a problem with the Julian calendar. It lost several minutes each year. That meant there was one day lost every 128 years. It needed to be fixed. Pope Gregory XIII decided to create a new calendar. Pope Gregory changed the starting date of his calendar. He began counting years on his calendar from what he thought was the birth of Jesus. He also fixed the mistake from the Julian calendar. Pope Gregory included leap years in his calendar too. We call Pope Gregory's calendar the Gregorian calendar.
Welcome back. And also the schedule for today and tomorrow is on the main.
Although there are other calendars, most of the world uses the Gregorian calendar today. The Gregorian calendar is a special way to mark the years. Years that happened after the birth of Jesus are marked AD. The letters stand for the words Anno Domini. Those are the Latin words for in the year of the Lord. The years before the birth of Jesus have different letters. They are marked as BC, which means before Christ. To date events before the birth of Jesus, or BC, historians count backwards from AD 1. There is no year 0. The year before AD 1 is 1 BC. Sometimes historians avoid the religious reference when they write. They use a different way to explain the years. Instead of BC, they use BCE, which means before the Common Era. Instead of AD, they use CE, which means the Common Era. The years are still numbered the same way. Archaeology is the study of the past by looking at what people left behind. An archaeologist digs in the earth for artifacts. An artifact is an object made by people. Tools, pottery, weapons, and jewelry are artifacts. They help archaeologists learn what life was like in the past. Paleontology studies prehistoric times. Paleontologists study fossils. Fossils are the remains of plant and animal life that have been preserved from an earlier time. Anthropology is the study of human culture. Anthropologists study artifacts and fossils too. They look for clues about what people valued and believed. A paleontologist named Donald Johanson made an important discovery in Africa in 1974. He found the skeleton of an early human who lived more than 3.2 million years ago. He called the skeleton Lucy. Lucy belonged to a different species of early human. A species is a group of animals or humans. The members of a species are alike in some way. Lucy is the oldest human species that scientists have ever found. Lucy can help us learn more about how humans developed.